All right, folks, back again at you. I don't know how good the lighting hit. There's a little sun here, but I didn't want to have the light on because the light brings some more glare. And I notice you should be seeing me pretty decent. Um, that should be okay. I'm good. It's just this. The sun is coming up, as you can see. It keeps the light keeps whatever. But as long as I'm in a sitting kind of in a certain mode here, it's okay. But anyway, yeah, things are fine. Like I said before, um, one of the things I did want to say is that you know this is in regards here is to preparing yourself, being prepared. If you want to call it prepping, call it what you will, okay? But let's just say, for the sake of people that have normal intelligence, can understand the word preparing, okay? Preparing yourself for these times that are going to come here. They've been getting tough, so a lot of people have been preparing. They've been preparing for years. Um, there's a number of people all over the place. You don't even know them. You could just drive by, and me and Henry drove by here. I think last week we drove by this street. It was kind of an upscale uh, neighborhood, and the garage door was all the way open. And I looked at, just kind of, we drove by slow, and I looked, and I was like, man, there was these orange buckets that you buy at Home Depot. 5 gallon buckets are like $5 a piece. The whole wall was lined with them. I mean, there was probably 50 of them, the whole frickin' wall. And yeah, that tells me right there that that's probably like stuff, emergency stuff. A couple of them are probably full of first aid, different types of dehydrated food, etc. Water, everything, you know. So there's a lot of people that are prepared, and they've known this, and they got an good income coming in. They're taking a significant portion of their income, and they are weekly and monthly stocking up. And some of people have been doing it for a long time, and they are set up where if they get cut off, like, just say for example, just say today, all of a sudden today, there ain't no frickin' power for a week. That this electrical grid gets sabotaged in some type of way, where there's no power for a whole week or beyond. They don't know when they're going to be able to get it on. It could drag out into a month. What does that tell you? That's just one phase. No power. Okay. One, you can't charge your cell phones. Okay. Two, computers will be down. Three, a lot of these cell towers, stuff like that, you're not going to get internet, cell phone reception, shit. You're not going to have lights. You're not going to be able to use electric washer and dryer. Your water heater's not going to work. There are a host of things where anything that runs on electricity, you're done. And whatever you got in your refrigerator, say goodbye to it. Start eating it up immediately within a day or two, because after that, you're going to have to take that shit out and throw it and get rid of it, or give it to the animals. So that could happen. Two, um, if things got even worse, like this would go in phases. I think what would happen is, like, the power goes out, then all these things start happening. Like, there's these supermarkets shut down. There could be so many different things that go haywire within a day or two. It's like totally chaotic. Everybody's panicking, blah, blah, blah. Uh, the pumps don't work at the gas station. There, you can't get gas. Everything's just shut down till further notice. We don't know why. This is hypothetical. You don't know why this is happening. You don't have any idea why it's going to happen, or why it happened, or how it's happened, or whatever. Because most people don't keep up on what's going on. You can keep up on what's going on through YouTube. Granted, you can. There are some things you can do uh, to keep up on stuff, but you're only going to get limited information. I think your best bet is just listening to some of these guys that are doing YouTube videos, because one, they're getting inside information. A lot of preppers have military intel contacts that's different places, things that are going on that we don't see what's going on. Some power plays that are happening that inevitably they're going to affect us here real soon. A lot of things have been set up, concocted, and doctored up to be a certain way because of this election. A lot of things are happening because of this frickin' election, because one party doesn't want the other party to get in. The Democrats are hell bent on not getting Trump in there. Trump's party, the Republican Party, is hell bent on overcoming these demon Democrats. Either way, something's going to happen. Okay, within the next 28 days, it's going to happen, and it's going to be a process. So I envision that a lot of things are going to happen. I think we're going to start seeing some really catastrophic weather changes. I think they're doing stuff. We're not talking conspiracy stuff. We're just talking real. We already know they mess with the weather. We know they mess with the weather. They seed plant. They do a bunch of things. We know NASA. We know Elon Musk, Tesla. We know the government does things to to do stuff to whatever. Okay, and if you want to get even further than that, do I believe that they have for years gotten into population control? Where do you think that's not possible? It is possible, but we don't want to elaborate on it because I'm not qualified to speak on it. Just like if I was to speak on COVID, I'm not a medical professional, so I'd be banned or get a strike against me. All I can tell you is they're doing some dirty crap, our government. They have been for years. They're going to continue to do shit for years to come until they reach their goal. And that's a new world, one world order, to do away with our Constitution, to do away with our constitutional rights, all these protected freedoms that we do have under our Constitution. That you can say goodbye to that if Kamala Harris gets in there. It's a done deal. And you think things are tough now, you ain't going to have any rights or anything. You're just not going to have any rights. It's going to be a total totalitarian one regime, one world order, communist, socialistic government where they control shit. You have no freedom of speech. You can't go against them. If you do, they'll knock you off. They'll incarcerate you. They can confiscate your property, whatever. They can control you. Okay, make you a slave, and that's pretty much has happened in all these other communist countries. That's why a lot of people defect from these communist countries. And there's been numerous interviews with thousands of different people from China, North Korea, the Middle East, why they left, and they gave a candid interview to the person interviewing them once they got over in the United States, probably a public official or somebody, a news person, that they just laid it all out how bad it is. I've watched one video here. It's been a few years, but a guy that defected from North Korea under Kim Jong Un, and how oppressive of a ruler that he was. I mean, when I say oppressive, I'm talking about, man, he is brutal, man. He incarcerates, kills his own people. It's brutal. You would not want to live over there. So there's no religion or anything. You're not going to be preaching the gospel and carrying a Bible around there, especially in China. They will incarcerate your ass, and you are not going to be doing that, or they'll kill you. Either one. Uh, all you got to do is go back in history, examples of that. Tiananmen Square, different things like that. The problem with most people is you have a choice. What are you going to do? Okay, I got rent to pay. I got a couple kids. They got to be fed. I got food, rent, a vehicle, insurance, gas, this frickin' job. You can't walk away from stuff. And you wonder, what am I going to have after the paycheck? Whatever you got, start using that. Have a couple bug out bags, have a couple backpacks with a few changes of clothes, some warm clothes, an extra pair of shoes, boots, whatever, gloves, a handsaw, a few little minor tools, batteries, flashlights, water purification, a good first aid kit, pretty decent, comprehensive to get you through if something happens, a good couple tourniquets, maybe 2 weeks worth or a month's worth of dehydrated food that you don't need refrigeration. All you need to do is add boiling water to it, rehydrate, and eat it. It's nutritional and it will get your ass through. Okay. That type of stuff. Maybe a 5-gallon or 10-gallon full gas can full of stuff. Maybe a spare tire, a spare battery, jumper cables. Have that shit ready so you can throw it in a freaking car and you can go and you can get a state away or two if you have a vehicle. Um, Definitely warm clothes as winter's coming on. I've got a feeling this is going to be a brutal fucking winter. Right now, this morning it was 43. Tomorrow's supposed to be let me look here. Tomorrow is supposed to be, so we're getting kind of, for this is October, so we are kind of dipping a little bit. We're starting to get low on as far as temperature wise. So let's just look here for shits and giggles. All right, so weather for this particular area that I'm in, don't need to disclose any locations where I'm at either. But let's see here. Oh boy. All right. His internet, me being over here and him being over there, it's a little slow, little sketchy. All right, so it's mostly sunny today. Today we'll get up to, believe it or not, 73. Today, this morning, it got down to 39 degrees today. 39. Tomorrow's supposed to be 77, high of 43. Tuesday, 81, 85, 89, and then it's just going to start being in the 70s again. But the lows are going to start being at night like 40, not 40. Between the low is going to be 49, 45, and it'll go up to like 50, whatever. But last night was actually, no shit. I didn't believe that. That's freaking weird. Last night, that's freaking cold, man. That's cold. Last night got down to 39 frickin' degrees. That's chilly. 40 degrees, 39 degrees. So it was chilly this morning. It was, and I look at the wind too. The wind's not too bad. As long as the wind's not bad, like, you're not 25, 30. So it's not even supposed to be windy. Just dead. No percent, just dry. We're in a drought. So it's just dry skies. It's just how it is. So wow, man. It's weird. So we're in a drought. Yeah, definitely. This is not. It could. Boy, I'll tell you what. There's a lot of things changing climate wise. So yes, it's kind of scary. There's could be things could go a whole different route, and they could go a route immediately. Like my gal down there, she's got a bunch of food. She gets these meals, which is really nice. Like 30 meals, and they're in her freezer there. And me and her are gonna start eating them some bitches up. But I thought about taking and buying one of these food buckets or some of these dehydrated meal things where all you do is add water at least a couple weeks worth because man, if shit hits the fan and we lose all that food, we got a couple weeks worth of food. I mean, you just got to look at these things, man. If this happens and you don't have the food, you're fucked. You know, excuse my language, you're fucked. You're literally fucked, man. Because you know, forget about milk unless you got powdered milk. Okay, um, if you don't have refrigeration, no electricity, you're gonna have to just water, tap room, room temperature tap water or bottled water to get your calcium. Forget cheese. Okay, forget eggs. Forget anything refrigerated, man. Your stuff. You're gonna have to live off some canned stuff. Canned meats, stuff like that, chicken, beef, whatever. Um, these are things you're going to have to learn how to do. You're going to have it, and it'll feed you, and you'll be okay. But anything refrigerated, freaking forget it. Just fresh stuff. That needs to be refrigerated. Even produce, any kind of produce, um, it's got to be refrigerated. It only lasts so long. Bananas only last so long at a maximum maybe a week, if that. Most times they're screwed after 2 or 3 days. They get brown or nasty. But yeah, these are things that you want stuff to be around for months on end. Canned deals, canned food, stuff like that. Deals on canned foods. That's what's going to get you by. You'll have it. You can go to your pantry or closet, open it up, and if you don't have electricity, forget the electric can opener. You're going to be using a manual. That's why I keep a can opener. Like to have a couple P38s if I could find a P38. Probably got to order them. That'd be nice to have a couple P38s because, boy, in a pinch, man, they'll open up shit. Um, you can buy canned juices and you can buy a lot of stuff. You can even buy canned powdered butter, dehydrated butter. You just put some water with it, hydrate, and it's actually real butter. Um, Pancake mix. I mean, if you got a little fuel tab stove, which I do, you can put a pan right under something, but you can still cook. Okay, but forget fresh meat, stuff like that, frozen hamburger, bacon, all that. The power goes out, you will be losing that stuff. That will be a thing of the past. You will not be having that. However, they do have canned bacon that's in a can. Yes, they do. It's canned, sealed, and you can fry it up. It's canned bacon. Seriously, and it's good too. I've actually had it. There's a certain brand name. Canned things will be. You'll learn to like canned stuff. You really will. Um, and you don't got to really worry about having too much salt because there's enough sodium in the canned meats and stuff like that where you'll be fine. But it's always good to have a little salt, sea salt, some spices, pepper, whatnot, that kind of stuff. Um, yeah, I just want to do this video. It's just like you have to set a boundaries. Like, man, what do I got to do? Should I just go ahead and spend money on this, or do this, or go this place and do this, or should I just dig in where I'm at and literally, no, wholeheartedly spend some money on a week's worth of food, then wait the next week and do some other stuff, kind of balance it out. Canned vegetables, canned fruits, canned meats, stuff of that nature, crackers, saltines, any kind of crackers or stuff like that. You can put them in a poly bucket, put them in a Ziploc bag, seal that bucket, and that will keep for a long time. Cornmeal, pancake mixes, stuff of that nature, baking powder, um, stuff like that. But it takes time, takes energy, and it you really take some discipline to do that. And I think a big thing is, like I said, water and first aid, and then having some warm clothing. A good coat, maybe two coats, couple beanie caps, some warm gloves, long underwear, warm socks, some warm boots, some blankets, maybe a portable propane heater with half dozen propane things, just in case it gets really rough and you need to use it for a few days. Whatever the case may be, do whatever you got to do. Just wanted to get with you folks. Check out my 2 little videos I did. They were shorts, and like and subscribe, and thank you. Take it easy.